It's afternoon, right? Yeah, good afternoon.
It is afternoon here, almost evening. But yeah, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm just enjoying this usual.
I know.
You know
Thanks.
what?
Please.
All that you laugh.
And I finally confess. He said, "Well, I'm not an orator. I wish I could express
No,
myself the way I feel." I said,
no,
"Well, you
not
know
even
what?
the fact,
You
no,
be."
not even the fact that he's not oratory or anything. But I mean, that's outside of it. The fact that he says, "Oh, this government." All that we don't have it. That's not a government. It's not a
No,
real.
this is just some
That's not
gang.
government.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a gang of people, right?
Tell you.
Even that 500,000 that he thinks have received any kind of students loan. Come on, 500,000 people. Can you hide 500,000? Why don't you
You
even
can't
have
talk.
one person that come out to say, you know
Oh,
what,
you
I'm a
heard that the
beneficiary
other
of
day
this
now when I
loan.
played the video here, when Wale Edu said they've given the money to over 500,000 students. Remember?
Yeah,
He said it. I was like,
you know,
no, you didn't.
you
That's
haven't
not
given it to
true.
anybody.
I know.
You know, because if you have, there should at least be one person that that in a country where we have such a where there's so social media savvy. Not one person has come out to put on their own post that, oh, this is I'm a beneficiary of this
At least.
student loan. Come on, all that is not a government. It's not a real place. And in fact, let me tell you what they're working on. Ignorance is bliss. As long as they keep Nigerians ignorant, the better for them.
See?
So this one, you're waiting for them to share knowledge. Knowledge that so that you will have knowledge and come and chase them.
No.
Are you joking? No, not this government.
Anyway.
And again, with regards to what they call it, Remy and her prayer warriors.
Mm-hmm.
I think at the end of the day, it's for Nigerians. We've been saying this thing. I mean, like I said, I think I'm over a year on your platform. And you have talked continuously about the so-called pastoropreneurs and the clerics and all of those people. These people work hand in hand with the government, right? The problem, I think the focus now, the spotlight really should be on the people who go there and actually believe that these people are doing anything that's supposed to be beneficial to them. Remy has come at the heels of Peter Obi saying that he's going to change night vigil to night shift.
Yep.
And they are telling Nigerians they should come and spend 7 whole days praying, right?
Uh-huh.
Praying so that what exactly is going to happen. Praying
to recite the Quran 2,191 times.
Okay, so they will recite the Quran 2,191 times for 7 days. Then the Christian one will stay and pray and fast.
They will gather prayer warriors.
Okay, and then what will happen at the end of the day? What's supposed to happen at the end of the 7 days?
No, the Nigerian problems will disappear. That's what will happen.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So now the people who are going to listen to that and say, yes, this is a very brilliant idea. In fact, you are such a genius. Yes, you've done it. You have thought of something. At the end of these 7 days, right? And nothing happens. What do we then do?
That is where you will know the typical Nigerians. Now, instead of them to ask this question you ask now, they will attack you and say, are you saying that God cannot change things? Are you trying to say that God cannot say, are you mad? Which God? Then they will kind of bounce on you. They will leave all of this now. They will leave all of that and begin to attack and say, so are you saying that God is not powerful to change things? So what do you mean? Are you saying that you know more than God? Do you think that God is clinical and say, to hell with you and that your God? To hell with you and that your God? Oh yeah, tell your sky daddy to do his worst.
I can tell you for free that Nigerians are not serving any kind of God.
They are not.
They are not serving any kind of God. Of
course.
They are just there, transactional, even lying to themselves. In fact, when because my sister is here with me, so we're listening to your program, and they talked about prayer, and everything. And then we said, prayer is supposed to change you as a person, right? Prayer is supposed to make you, because when you say you're serving God, right? And your service to God is based off of his own standards, and you're praying to him. What you're really doing is changing yourself to walk underneath that standard that God has given to you. And that is why when you change yourself and you walk underneath that standard that God is giving to you, you will see that you cannot align with injustice. You cannot align with criminality.
No.
You cannot align with anything that is contrary to his standard. So therefore, you will change as a person. Your attitude will change. Your outlook will change. How you interact with your neighbors and with your environment will change. Now, the problem we have here is that Nigerians are not, they are not serving God, and neither are they praying. For real, for real.
Nigerians and their God, you see, Nigerians and religion is transactional. You see, when Nigeria says they are paying tithe, for example, they are expecting something in return. When Nigeria says they are going to church, right? They are not going there to serve God. They are going there to demand for something. So that is why when they give their offering, they are expecting something back. If you listen to them most of the time, when they don't get what they want, they are always like, but God, have I not served you enough? Have I not done,
have I not given you enough money?
Why is this happening to me? This shouldn't be happening to me, God. I have done everything that you asked me to, because they always do something. Is always transactional. It's
always transactional, and that's why I say you're not really serving God, because and I can say that because of the way Nigeria is at the moment. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago that somebody called in and said that Nigeria is a country that works not on principle but on outcome, and the question was really, really spot on, because we never asked, and which we should have. When somebody like Tinubu came into power, people talked about his wealth and everything. Nobody asked where he got that, right? Nobody, even Dangote, that we know that is a quota billionaire. He's not a success, as far as I'm concerned. He's not a successful billionaire. He's not a successful businessman, because he is not innovative. Neither is he creative. Neither is he even able to manage anything. Because you see, this thing that he's going through with his own business, with this so-called oil business,
the moment he faces any competition, it will become a crybaby. And they have killed so many businesses for him, just for him to remain Dangote you are saying today. Many businesses have. It's not because he is so competitive. It's because the government in power always help him through policies to kill other businesses and competitors.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things people that were crying on his behalf. I said, are you people joking? This is a man that he has historically, he has stolen from other people.
Yes.
And that his so-called success is on the back of the deprivation of others.
Yes.
Right? And then you're asking me to be empathetic towards him. Right? He hasn't demonstrated any business acumen to the point where, he's able to stand alone and deliver on all the deliverables regarding a business and be successful. His reliance is on government and government alone.
Yes.
His reliance is on ensuring that the government create policies and things around that will allow him and him alone to succeed.
That's right.
That is not a businessman.
No.
That is not a genius at business.
No.
That is just I don't know.
I call him quota system billionaire. It's as simple as that. See, you can become a multi-billionaire, richer than Dangote, right? If you have the same privilege right now.
Absolutely.
It's not a difficult thing to do. All you have to do is just remove competitors for you. And then you have your field day. Within a year or two, you can actually become a billionaire in dollars in Nigeria.
I always enjoy talking to you, but I know there are other people that want to call.
Thank you.
So I think the only thing I want to add is, Remy Werepe, according to you, please, after these 7 days of prayer, what next?
Another 7 days.
After these 7 days of interdenominational prayer, can we then now say, okay, if the government doesn't change, can you and your husband and your whole entire will now leave government and let's look for other people?
No.
Will you agree to that?
They won't. They won't. You will do another 7 days or another 7 years. Have you not seen the way they are scamming people with religion in Nigeria? Charm, right? See, if you are somebody now asking for something, and you come to me as your pastor, your father in the Lord, right? And I ask you to pay me $5,000, and then everything you are looking for will happen. Do you know that if that thing don't happen, right, I will blame you, and you are going to likely blame yourself. That is because you didn't have faith. Your faith is not strong.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, that's another angle. You didn't have.
You are the ones who is like you are not faithful.
Let me give you one example before I go. Like when I was in university, we were writing exams, right? And then there was a lady beside me that was writing a paper as well. And then I could see she was cheating, okay? And then after the exam, we came out and I said to her, I'm not going to mention her name. I said, oh, how did the paper go? She said to me, oh, thank God, God did it for me. That the person that was sitting beside me, I was able to copy from her. And I said in my mind, I said, which kind of God are you serving, I beg?
It's unbelievable. You see, I mean, normalizing all abnormalities is our thing in that place. But when you call out their bullshit, right, they will turn on you.
They will turn on you.
Straight up.
Know? Well done. Please go and like and share. I've done my own part.
Thank you so much. You have a good one. Okay. And say me well to your sister as well, right? She's probably looking at me on that screen like, who is this smart man? Like, who's this guy? Like, no, that's Umahi.
This one is angry. I said, no, this is Umahi. He's telling all those Abubakus.
You get, say me well to her, okay? You have a good morning there.
Right,
Good afternoon, okay? Cheers. That's a charm. Listen, if you get to see me sometimes on your screen for the first time, you are like either going to really like me or you are not, you are really going to hate me. Like, what the heck is this guy talking about? Like, I could make you really, really mad, and I could also make you really, really love me. But there are people like myself, and there are many of them on this in this temple of truth, okay? They are just like me. I am like them. So every time I'm in that mode of being blunt and just speaking out my mind and all of that stuff, they are there watching it like, yes, Mayegun, yes, Mayegun, go, Mayegun. And others just going to be like, that's enough, eh? At least that's enough. Then let's go to move on now, Mayegun. At least move on. I say, you better get mad. If you get mad, that makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing, though. Doesn't matter how you feel. This is the African Wahala, the Prince. How are you?
Yes, sir. I'm good. Good morning, my brother.
How is Alberta today? Is that Alberta again?
Yes, it's Alberta.
Alberta. Where you're already having your snow, black ice. Mental, man. It's mental. Eh?
And it's unfortunate, you know, we have to run away
in a year.
I'm telling you, you know, that's what Nigeria pushed us to. Nigeria pushed us to flee, to go on exile into some of the most hostile world regions where, you know, we face all types of challenges from environmental to mental health stress. And, you know, it's also a proven fact that African people that live in regions that are deprived of sunlight, they often have mental health issues. They often face depression, and you know, because we need the sunlight. But it's unfortunate we had to run away from a contraption where criminals gather, organize national prayer to save their victims, and their victims believe. And if you also notice, this contraption, the most lucrative career paths are number one, politics.
Yes.
Number two, pastorpreneurship. I don't know what the imams are doing. The imams, maybe they make their money from the government, but I don't think they're as wealthy as the pastorpreneurs, the pulpit bandits. They're not.
No, they're not.
So, it has gotten so bad that even a lot of us that are God-fearing, you know, we believe in God. Although we're not religious, but we believe in God.
That's right.
When we hear people say stuff about, oh, let's pray, we become triggered, we become angry. So we have to consciously remind ourselves. Yeah, and it's a dangerous place to be in, because if we don't consciously remind ourselves that, listen, yes, you are angry because criminals have been brainwashing people, lying to people about praying for them. But that doesn't mean that prayers are inherently evil.
No.
If I'm making sense.
You are.
Right? So, yeah, so people, you know, because me personally, I find myself in that situation. You know, I'm scrolling through my Twitter feed, and I see a Nigerian terrorist politician that says something about, oh, let's pray. I get angry.
Honestly.
I just get upset. What's wrong with these guys? I even hear, even regular Nigerians, they don't even have to be those criminal politicians. A lot of times when they say, oh, let's just pray, I just get angry. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Must everything be prayer? Do we not know? Even if we go through the books.
It's even like an insult in our own intelligence, so to say, when politicians or
It's just a
political
lazy
office
way.
holders who are supposed to do their job fail to do their job, and then they turn around and say there are some evil devil around the seat of power. That devil did not run them mad. That devil did not blind them, cripple them. But the devil allows them to steal and ignore the people, abandon the people. What kind of devil is that?
Like, these guys have found out the weak point of the people and they're taking advantage of it. And all we can hope for is more people realize this flaw that they have. Nobody is saying that your religion is evil.
No.
Nobody is saying that it's bad for you to pray. But let's use common sense. And let me wrap it up with this final analogy. And for those people that are more versed with the history of China and India, correct me if I'm wrong.
Go ahead.
China and India were both absolutely garbage countries. Hey, forgive me, people. I'm just saying it the way it is. Okay. Same way Nigeria is an absolute garbage country. That's how China and India were in the 70s and the 60s prior to that.
No doubt.
But a guy took over China, Mao Zedong. The Chinese were also extremely religious. They were Buddhists for the most part. When Mao Zedong took over, there was a massive revolution for maybe 3 decades thereabouts. Then the Chinese people stopped being religious. They are no longer religious people.
No.
They still have those Buddhist temples and all that stuff in their country. But an average China man, wealthy or poor, educated or non-educated, they are non-religious for the most part. Some of them are still religious, but for the most part, they are not religious. Now, let's compare China with India. They are direct neighbors. They literally share a border. If we compare the achievements of China in the last maybe 30 years, we all know that China is one of the major superpowers of the world. Nobody can mess with China at this point. Nobody. India, their direct neighbor, that held on to religion. They have a lot of religious extremists,
yes,
just like we have in most part of Africa. They still remain at the bottom. Although, yes, India is way better than Nigeria in terms of achievements, accomplishments, but it's not where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be at par with China.
You are spot on. You are spot on.
And I believe the religious extremism of a lot of Indian people is what kept them at the bottom, the same way it has kept African people at the bottom. So that's my contribution for today.
Spot on. Baba, CEO, you said the last 3 decades. In another 4 years, Nigeria would have been operating democracy for 30 years. We have become more backward than we were about 25 years ago. That too, people should go and kind of, ruminate on that. Thank you so much.
Yep.
The African Wahala.
Thank you.
Stay safe, man.
Thank you so much, my brother.
Cheers, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So, I have another call on the line. That's Solomon. Is that you?
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Baba. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
We might need to mute the broadcast in case if we kind of continue to hear myself back there, or go to another room.
I've muted the broadcast.
Brilliant. It's better now. Clear.
Okay. So I missed most of the session. I didn't get notification. I don't know why. Maybe I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, dear.
But I looked at the brief as what you've spoken about, especially that the Umahi situation. Look at the rich. Look at how the rich were crying.
We get hectares of land for Lagos. They are supposed to be multimillionaires, but everything is going to be taken away from them. The rich will cry.
Scrap. So a lot of time when I come online, I see a lot of Yoruba people talking. I'm like, where are these animals from? So insensitive, saying that, oh, those children took the job, so they didn't know about the consequences, but they took the job, so they are fit to take the trial. I'm like, where do they give birth to all these kind of animals that are so insensitive?
Now people where would they share the same race with that?
So they are forcefully trying to make everyone poor. And I feel like their target is that 2027. So Nigerian mentality is they don't care about it because it's not affecting them now, because they think it will never affect them. That's why Nigerians never care until it affects them. So you look at all those rich people, what Nigerians should be thinking is, when is it going to be my turn? Because they are not sparing anybody. Whether you are a patron for APC, if they want to collect your land, if they want to make you poor, even if you are working for APC to help them get people to buy votes for them, they will still make you poor because they don't want you to be able to stand up to them. They will enrich themselves. They are so full of themselves. See when she said she's working for APC, see how he toned down his voice, because he did not want to offend Tinubu. But if it was any other person, he would have embarrassed them and thrown them out. So they are trying to make every single person poor, and Nigerians don't care till it affects them. They always react, it will never affect me. I don't understand what kind of mentality that is. So it's going to affect everyone.
It will affect everybody. Everyone to collect. Every one of us. Now, turn by turn.
But these people are making one mistake. They can oppress the poor, but you have plenty powerful people who have enough money that if they say the poor don't have money to wipe you out, but these rich people that you want to start oppressing, they are in millions and they are angry and they have the money to wipe you out. In fact, even going up to the way to Dangote, I feel like he's going to oppress Dangote till he becomes richer than Dangote. That is his target.
He's richer than Dangote. Dangote, which money is just that? The reason why they can't rate him is because he's a politician. They will do Dangote's money. How much?
So, he wants everybody to be poor.
He will own the entire place. That's him. Trust me, he will own the entire place. You see that shaguri of a guy, that is his own front in Nigeria. That is a wanted person, a criminal all over the place. So there are some countries that shaguri cannot try to enter. If they see him, he will be arrested. And he's confidant of Tinubu. And today, they are the ones now sharing Nigeria. By the time they are done, you see now.
So, I'm even happy that they are showing Nigerians Shaggy. I'm happy that they are showing Nigerians Pepe. I want them to make as many animes that, if you look at those videos, you see how many angry people were there, especially those women. And women don't forgive. You oppress poor Nigerians because they cannot fight back, but you are now oppressing people that can fight you back. This is going to be very tough. Then around the corner, you have millions of Amajiri, children that don't know their parents, children that don't know their father, children that, these people can easily pick up arms and take over the country like Afghanistan, but he thinks that he can fight them. All it takes is one rich person to sponsor them, and that's the end. They are a whole army, and they are all over the northern states, and they can never trace their father. So whoever wants to sponsor them to take over Nigeria, that's their father. Look at when they gave them flags. These people don't have anybody. That is just a taste. Imagine they gave them weapons. They would have taken over the whole states. They were everywhere. So then people are now saying, Peter Obi. I'm happy that Peter Obi, everything that he has achieved was given to him by his political godfathers. So he does not know how to play politics. He went against Yoruba. He went against the church. People that supported you last election is losing them. So that one is over. Forget about Peter Obi. If you people are not standing behind one person like Sowore, all of you, to push these guys out, be ready for chaos, because that is what is going to happen next. It may not be now, but it's coming soon and very soon. All these things are just, the suffering continues. It's very unfortunate, but we have to watch it.
One day, 10 problems. One day, many problems. So here is the one we are dealing with now. So look. Thank you, Ryan. You have a good one, okay?
All right.
So, see, I think I still have the line opened, so to say. And then we have, we still have about 40 minutes to go. It's not much. It could happen faster than you can imagine, though, right? So, if you have anything to add to this, it's your shot. Again, I have another caller on the line. Hello there.
Yes, hello.
That's it. Is that you?
Yes, Nami.
How you doing today, Baba?
Are they okay? Nami, the guy, the GMO guy.
Say that
the
again.
GMO guy. Nami, the GMO guy.
Right, and you are back.
Yes. Anyway, I digress. No, be GMO. I can't talk. I will go debate that one later. Okay.
All right then.
We'll go debate that one later. So the thing what I want to say is this. You see, they don't practice Christianity in Nigeria. They practice, according to Dr. Charles Apoki, he says they practice traditional African religion in the garb of Christianity.
Right.
So, which is true. So Now, I know I can't preach, but I just use some small Bible quotation to support that.
Preach, if
First
you want
of all,
preach, because me, I don't want to give out the impression as if to say, you know, I've said this many times, right? That except for those who want to use their fraudulent manipulation so as to keep people under their control, you get everyone.
Yes.
Has, I mean, every religion is private, and therefore, you can preach. Please tell me.
Okay. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 16.
Right.
It says, "Woe to you, O land, when your king is a child, and when your incompetent officials and princes feast